What's up? Jay checking back in with another TV show review. The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, Season 1 review. I grew up with the original Proud Family cartoon from the early 2000s. Ran from 2001 to 2005. Then they did a movie called the Proud Family movie. The year that it ended, that ended up being good. Then the show kind of like ended and went away for a couple years. And then they announced back in 2021 that they were doing a somewhat reboot slash continuation of the show. At first, I thought it was gonna be a reboot. I was super on board with it. I grew up with like I said, I grew up with the original show, so I was like, well, I'm gonna give the new one a chance. And then you had all the original actors coming back to voice their characters. The lovely Kyla Pratt, reprising the role as Penny Proud. Tommy Davidson as Oscar Proud, Paula J. Parker as Trudy Proud, Joe Marie Patton as Sugar Mama, and etc. Yeah, man. So, season 1 consists of 10 episodes. It's not a reboot. It's a continuation of the original show. Just the only differences are, different animation. The characters are a little older, not that much older, like a year older. It's more adult themes as opposed to the original show, which was more PG. So this one is kind of like I said, more a little more edge, a little more adult oriented. Definitely, I would say this is not for kids. Kids can still watch it, but I think they should have parents, adult supervision. But overall, it was good, man. Season 1, episode 1, New Kids on the Block. Penny is, we lose Sticky Webb, also a character from the original show. And I can pretty much take a wild guess why they decided to write his character off due to the actor, Mr. Orlando Brown, and his personal, drug battle with drugs and, being a former Disney Channel star, all the little personal issues he got going on in real life. So I think that was kind of like one of the executive decisions to write his character off from this follow-up series. So it was kind of a bummer because I did like Sticky, from the original show. But, it is what it is. So episode 1, New Kids on the Block. We get introduced to new characters. Episode 2, Bad Influencer, where Penny is pretty much obsessed with social media to the point where it goes to her head. And then she kind of has to get that little reality check at the end. Another good episode. Episode 3, it all started with an orange basketball where Oscar makes another stupid bet with Wizard Kelly regarding on a basketball game regarding on losing his company. Typical Oscar. Episode 4, Father Figures, where Oscar wants a loan and he goes to a bank and asks for a loan, and when he gets approved for it, he kind of finds out that the owner is married to a man, and he kind of it's kind of like dealing with homophobia and characters being openly gay, and it was one of those type of episodes until Oscar kind of gets that reality check at the end of the episode. Another good solid episode. Episode 5, Snackland. Oscar, upon getting approved for the loan, builds his own little snack land, kind of like Cedar Point, pretty much. And it all goes to complete shambles. You know, Episode 6, get in. Oscar and Trudy keep forgetting to pick up Penny and the kids from school. So Penny, she's kind of unhappy and complaining and, wondering why her parents are too busy to come pick her up. That was pretty much the premise of the episode. Episode 7, When You Wish Upon a Roker. Also the return of another fan favorite character from the original show, Al Roker, voiced by the actual Al Roker, once again reprising his role. Penny, makes a deal with him and that she was older and, independent and in college. But, it later backfires on her. Episode 8, Homeschool. Penny gets homeschooled by her mean and abusive substitute teacher, voiced by Tiffany Haddish. And we later come to find out the reason why she's so mean and miserable is because she's actually homeless. And she's been living inside the school. And when she accidentally gets exposed, she gets fired. And, Penny and the others kind of feel bad about it. So it was actually another good episode. I'm not the biggest Tiffany Haddish fan, but she did good in the role. Episode 9, Raging Bully. La Cienega, which I don't really care for La Cienega. I didn't care for her in the original series. La Cienega is preparing for her Quinceañera family dance, and she gets upstaged, outshined by her long-lost cousin from out of town, and, that typical episode where, the character's envy of another family member and tries to sabotage them. It was one of them type of episodes, but it was a pretty good episode. And the season 1 finale, which is a 2-parter, but which was weird because they only aired part 1 as the season 1 finale, and then they aired part 2 for the season 2 premiere. It's titled Old Town Road Part 1, where Trudy and Oscar and Penny pretty much do like a background check on Sugar Mama's family tree and find out that she's actually from the Old West, and found out her actual name. I can't remember what they said her real name was. So they go to the wilds, they go to the Old West, to go visit her other relatives. And, Sugar Mama has a very reluctant to go because she's a lot of bad blood between her and her family. She's not on speaking terms with her dad and her other siblings. She kind of ran away from home at a young age. It was a good way. The season ended off on a cliffhanger. But overall, yeah, this was a really good season. Given like the hardcore fans who were like myself, who were fans of the original show, looking forward to this semi-continuation. But yeah, overall, season 1 was pretty good, man. Like I said, 10 episodes. We catch up with all the original characters. We meet a couple new characters. We lose certain characters, but overall, it was still good. I advise anybody who's a Proud Family fan, watch the show, man. If you haven't watched the new show, it's on Disney Plus, both seasons. Just sit and binge it. It'll bring back a lot of nostalgia. But yeah, man, that was my season one review. I give it an 8 out of 10. My next video is the season two review. Um, that's coming up next. So until then, peace, one love.